Hello everyone, my name is Maria Odenbaugh, and today's speech is going to be social media's role in moral degradation in teens. So let's get started. Generation Z is a generation born between 1997 and 2021. This generation is considered the youngest, most ethically diverse, and largest generation in American history. It is most likely that citizens from the age 9 to 24 have experienced or grown up with the influence of social media. With most of you all being in this generation in this class, we can understand the struggle social media has put on our shoulders. Today, I will try to aim you in the direction that social media is responsible for the moral degradation in teens across the world. Social media, technology, press, and just the internet is responsible for the loss of self-respect, loss of moral compasses, and having more problems with mental illness in teens. However, some can say that social media is not the main reason for teens experiencing moral degradation. Others can say that moral degradation is occurring in peer pressure and bad family involvement. Although these are substantial reasons why, the mass media is also a huge part in the demoralization of teens. Now you're probably wondering why moral degradation is such an important effect from the fast-growing media. Well, it's easy. It is significant because the future generations of doctors, lawyers, and politicians will have their moral integrity taken away from them. As an 18-year-old, first-year college student, I've experienced self-doubt, degradation of my moral standards, and less confidence as I grew up in the tech-savvy and mass media generation. Throughout high school, social media apps like Snapchat and Instagram were a way we communicated, rumors spread, and it was a distraction for school and life. Throughout the speech, I hope you can take away and understand what moral degradation is, why the media is to blame, and why it's so significant. As I stand here today trying to persuade you all on why social media is causing moral degradation, I also hope to inform you the pressure Generation Z struggles with. So first, we need to understand what moral degradation is, why it happened, and social media's role. Moral degradation, also known as MD, or demoralization, according to the journal article by Qinxing Zhang, Yadu Lun, and Stephanie Lu Wing, I'm sorry for my pronunciation, is the process of society's progressive loss or weakening of our moral and ethical structures that have traditionally prevailed. Most teens are experiencing factors like family problems, different culture impacts, and peer persuasion from social media, which strongly influences moral development in the younger ages. Teens that are influenced by those factors can most likely have bad parenting skills, not understand basic moral norms, and expect less of other people's behavior. The reporter article, Moral Decadence and Its Impact on Society, further explains that different past generations tend to blame or have more strict moral understandings than younger generations. For example, a contributor points out, it is difficult to imagine an older person who does not judge or blame younger generations for being unethical, immoral. In these eyes of older generations, adolescents and younger adults are too aggressive, too ignorant, and too violent. Demoralization in teens and at any age is completely caused by how they developed as children. Social media apps became the new basic norms for teenagers growing up. According to the survey conducted by the American Academy of Child and Adolescents in 2018, 99% of teens ages 13 to 17 have used social media. 75% report having at least one active social media profile, and 51% report visiting a social media site at least daily. Now, it's crazy to think about how that was only 3 years ago and how many of those numbers have substantially increased in the boom of technology and media in the last 3 years. These numbers show a huge evidence that social media causes the loss of moral compasses. The University of Australia also adds that the negative effects from social media on teens include depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, envy, and loneliness. In my opinion, from doing the research, social media is the reason teens experience more degradation of their morals. However, there are multiple reasons for moral degradation other than media, like peer pressure and bad family experiences. For example, moral degradation overall is caused by influence over the adolescence period before your teenage years. The Lumen website article, Influences on Moral Development, involves children's increasing compliance with and internalization of adults' rules, requests, and standards of behavior. Without that increase of compliance with moral rules and adult rules in general, moral involvement also turns into moral degradation. Although this is a huge, big cause for moral degradation in teens, it does not influence as many young adults as the media does. Another reason moral degradation is evident is peer pressure. Although peer pressure is so evident in teens growing up, especially in the educational system, it now can fall under social media. Persuasion on teens in social media has risen so much with trends and just overall peer pressure on to do what everyone else does. This future generation struggles with pressure almost daily from the media. Peer pressure, bad family involvement are two examples of why standards of morals in teens are corrupt. However, social media is incorporated in all these causes. So in conclusion, today's speech, we discuss what moral degradation is, how it happens, and how social media influences teens' morals. Also, that two huge causes can be peer pressure and bad family involvement. However, social media is all incorporated in those two factors. The involvement of the media in the adolescence period of a teen is crucial and understands why everyone's morals are different. The 7 teenage years we experience are crucial to what kind of person we are going to be. As we gain moral integrity, we become stronger for the real world. To resist moral degradation from social media and teens, there needs to be more awareness of the negative side effects on teens. There needs to be more positive and learning resources to counteract the negative ones. Moral degradation in teens caused by media is sad and worrisome because although some can argue that it creates a stronger and better person, it always can tear us down as teenagers. Mental illness, dangerous thoughts, and actions all can arise when social media negatively takes over. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I really hope I persuade you in the idea that moral degradation happens more in teens because of social media. Thanks.